Hello, everyone, and welcome to Blood, Fate, and Fortune, a game of swashbuckling, sorcery, and seduction, all set in the world of 7C. My name is Dan McCurdy. You can find me at RevDMC247 on TikTok, YouTube, Blue Sky, and if you find me anywhere else, please just let me sleep. I'm very, very tired. I will allow my players to introduce themselves, starting with Natalie.
Hi, everyone. My name is Natalie, also known as Gizmos Aplenty across the internet. But tonight you will see me as Leonora Orsini de Sorte Strega. Passing it on.
Good evening. I am Jeremiah McCoy, also known as Basics of the Game, and I will be playing Mykolas Kelvan. And I think I will pass it on to our good father here.
Hello, everyone. I am Wolfgar, Reaper Wolfgar, everywhere that you can find me. And I am going to be spending tonight playing Fr Rafael Rodriguez, the Castilian priest.
Hey, yo.
And I'm passing it on to our... Go ahead.
I want to be introduced. Everyone else got the chance. Hey, yo. I am Took, I guess. I go by Took or Tookie or Tookie Wookie or Tookie Bear. And you can find me everywhere, especially here on the Tiki Talkies and the Twitchy Twitchies. And tonight I am playing the Muscle Mommy Monster Hunter Roan Ibex.
Hello, everyone. I am Lakar, the artificer everywhere of consequence. And tonight, once again, I am playing the not at all reckless Vidachin, Umberto Vitale.
This is, of course, compared to the reckless Vidachin on the other side of the screen from you. So, previously on Blood, Fate, and Fortune, on a lighthouse island, the group had discovered a young boy who was there with his family as the caretakers of a lighthouse. This boy, who Mykolas had been instructed to help win his war, was in a nightly struggle with strange shadowy spirits that for 6 months had been rising every night, only to be kept at bay with the music being played from his violin. The group, researching this and trying to figure out what all was going on, discovered that the shadows were in fact halves of a whole. The Sirens, creatures of ancient legend who used to inhabit Thea, long before the arrival of humanity, who had been split in half into shadow halves and fire halves. The fires of halves were used to power the lighthouse that they were in. There was quite a lot of struggle, quite a lot of damage as they were running into them and attempting to protect the family. Raphael, realizing that a group of them was actually making a move to attack the Sandoval's Fortune, the group that they had, the boat that they had come with, led a team out in order to try to head them off and protect the boat. Mykolas had a bit of a Dark Lord moment as he used the power of the sword that he had received in order to attempt to hold them at bay and to force them to obey him, managing to hold the shadows off and drive them back up. Eventually, Leonora, realizing what exactly the nature of both the shadow and the flames were, she used her powers to give the fateless a fate and to bind the two together, allowing the shadow half of one such creature to recombine with the fire half, recreating the Sirna and beginning the process which would bind all of them together, leaving the lighthouse to forever need to be held together by more natural means. The Sirna, taking on the name, I am forgetting the name that you gave them.
Ecclesi.
Ecclesi. Taking the name Ecclesi from Leonora, took some time to do some repairs, to make amends to the lighthouse, and then led this small group, a small village of Sirna, away to find a place in the world where they would be safe and where they could recover, warning of the danger of the Divide. Umberto. You're walking among tall stalks of wheat, blowing gently in the heat of the Vidachi sun. On one side of you, you can see the tower of Felici. On the other, you see a tower you do not recognize, though from various bits of heraldry flying from it, you can identify this tower as Montagnon. As you continue walking in this path, your hands out, fingers stroking along the heads of the wheat, you glance to one side, towards the Felici Tower, and you can see Angelica walking towards you, her red hair flowing in the breeze like a river, holding a pitcher of wine in her hands as she approaches you. Glancing to the other, moving towards you, is another woman, one you do not recognize, holding a plate loaded with fresh fruits and fine meats. What do you do?
He would immediately, not understanding who this other woman was, but really not caring because Angelica. So he would focus his attention on Angelica.
Okay. Would you go to her? Would you let her come to you?
He would go to her.
You go to turn and start walking towards her. It's Angelica. You've chosen her over and over again. But as you make the turn, you feel a ripping sensation in your chest. And as you make a few steps forward, you are moving towards her. But glancing over your shoulder, you see another half walking towards this other woman. Every bit as happy to see her as you are to see Angelica. When you stop and pause, seeing that that's happened, the other figure stops as well.
Who are you? This is... What the hell has happened to me?
Angelica calls out, holding up the pitcher of wine, holding up also a pair of crystal glasses. On the other side, the other woman holds up some particularly good smelling, even from here, spiced meats, fresh fruit. You are hungry and thirsty in that moment.
Every decision he has ever made has led towards her, even if it seemed like a bad one. And this feels like this would go bad, but he's going to continue his way towards her.
You continue walking towards her. As you get close, she's pouring the glasses of wine, hands you one, wraps herself in your arms, taking a deep drink of the wine. But over her shoulder, as you turn her and spin her, you can see your other half in the arms of the other woman, and watches all of you sink down towards the ground, disappearing underneath the golden heads of wheat. Mykolas. You stand on the top of the lighthouse. There is no door that gets you here. You are just there. You feel like you remember laying down to sleep. Facing away from you, looking out over the waves, over the sea, is a familiar figure. Tall, humanoid, but stretched, their arms long, their fingers long, white, long hair flowing in the wind. The snow and rain everywhere, not seeming to touch them, and, you note, not seeming to touch you. You did well, Mykolas. And it seems we are back in business again.
So it would seem.
The figure turns to face you. And it's Rona, but different. The facial identity is different. The eyes, which were always a deadened gray, are now a vibrant gold sparkling in her eyes. And you see sparks of static and energy rippling down her fingertips and in her hair as she faces you. I am Rona, Adere Tormenta, Crow of War. It is very nice to meet you again.
It is nice to meet you as well.
You feel the power?
I do. And I feel different because of it. But still myself. Maybe harder to control.
That is the nature of power. The more you can move, the less that can stop you, including yourself.
I will keep myself in check. I have reasons to do so.
You did well in your waging of war. You take to your new weapons as if born to them. I knew I chose correctly.
I'll not be a controlled soldier. You know this.
You will not be an easily controlled soldier. And that's always been what I loved about you. You feel the power within you, and the old requirement of the dance is gone. She holds out a hand, and an image appears before you in some hall in Vadachi, you would guess, based on the general architecture. And you see a woman hauntingly similar to Leonora. Not perfect, but hauntingly similar, approaching you and requesting a dance. And you drawing a sword that is a perfect version of the one you got from the boyar and striking her down. But the image vanishes like smoke. The old deal is gone. That was a different Rona. I am more now. The new requirement upon you. Should you ever be presented with a battle, you must always choose a side. Is this acceptable for the power I offer?
If I am presented with a battle, I must choose a side.
Yes.
Then yes, I suppose that is acceptable. That is what soldiers must do. They must decide where they will stand.
Neutrality never suited you much anyway.
I would never say I was neutral, but I am careful where I put my loyalties.
There will be grace as you are deciding. But should I ever see indecision, masking hesitance, or an attempt to avoid the deal, you will strike down both sides.
And so I must add my part to this deal. Once I've made the choice, You no longer have say over what I do with the power.
This is how it works, yes.
You don't get to decide my choice isn't valid because you don't like it.
When have I ever? You have often decided against my wills. I honor my deals, as have you. And now, she turns and looks around. Quite the storm, yes? Lightning, winds, waves. And this is the maw. It could blow for another month. Quite a long time to be trapped here. Time some of your companions do not have. Use your power. Pay your price. And the journey may continue.
He'll look at the storm, sort of feel that power just resting there. And we give thanks to our friend, Rona, providing us with the gifts of power. And he calms the storm.
Umberto, you wake up in the bed that you'd been assigned to. You didn't get to sleep long. It was a long night. But as you wake up to your great surprise with sunlight on your face. The storm, which everyone said is going to blow for a good long time, seems to be entirely clear. And you are looking at clear skies in the maw in late autumn. A minor miracle all its own.
How the hell long was I asleep? Or this is another dream. Either way. Okay. He pops back down on the bed, just half dangling off it.
Rowan, you hurt. You hurt a lot. It hurts.
Yeah.
You're in bed. That's nice. Last you remember, you were watching Maeve. You wake up, but for having apparently slept in a bed, your head hurts, your limbs hurt. You feel like you got badly beaten last night.
She's going to reach over and grab like a mirror,
Mm-hmm.
and then she bruise, broken, no, bruise, and she's like,
not as bad as maybe the pain would indicate, because I'm guessing also next to you is the good Father Rafael. Is that an accurate assumption? Roan was out, so it would have been your choice, Raphael. Where would you have slept last night?
He probably would have slept in a chair propped up, or slept in a chair propped up next to Rowan's bed. But once he hears her stirring, he's just gonna shoot awake. He's like,
All right. What I'm going to say is that was your plan, but you were beaten
Yes.
much worse than she was. And so
yeah, that's fair. He's still asleep. That's fine. He's still in the chair next to her.
Like if you were saying, yeah, I sat in a chair to watch her, you have collapsed from the chair and are on the bed, just not in a comfy way. like when you sleep wrong in bed, like you're all
like half off the chair, half off on the bed. Yes.
No.
There's a full-on wet spot where you have drooled onto just endlessly on the blanket through the night.
Yeah, no, Rowan is just she kind of like sits up and she's like, what the hell?
And you look over at Raphael, who was fine the last time you saw him.
Yeah.
And see, if anything, he's worse than you. Like, you're healthy, you just have bruises. Raphael is pale.
I think
Like, and it takes a lot for a Castilian to get pale. Raphael is pale.
I think the first like reaction is, "Oh no," and then the immediate second reaction is, "That motherfucker! How dare he get hurt and not wake me up?" So she is just gonna kind of scoot next to him and pet his hair a little bit.
And as you're looking at him, no physical wounds. As you're kind of looking over and checking him, there's a couple of like old bruises and cuts that you can still see healing the way Raphael's wounds heal. But as you are looking them over, the heartbeat is weak. Their skin is kind of clammy. Just not looking unhealthy, but looking like they had just gotten over a major illness.
Does Raphael one of those like silent sleepers? Like, does he
Yes.
sleep with like no noise? Oh hell no! She's
No,
gonna
not at all.
she's
No, he
gonna
doesn't make
pick
any noise.
him up and
Raphael,
shake him.
you get picked up by you get picked up and shaken by a muscle mommy. You are awake.
Just like,
He's
oh,
like-
putty.
She's like,
Uh,
oh, you're fine. Oh, okay, cool.
why did you shake? What's wrong? Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. Can you explain why you sleep with no noises, barely a breath, why your heartbeat sucks right now, and you look like you just went through a lot? What did you do?
Are you sure you're okay? You actually fell down some stairs. Actually,
I what?
and this will start. You were artfully moved from upstairs to downstairs by a 9-year-old. She's very resourceful. We managed to
Okay.
get you back up here, but I didn't want to leave you alone after all of that, and so I held vigil. Although it seems that I failed in my duties, I was not awake before you. And he just sort of rubs his face.
No, she has you upside down, by the way. She has not let
Oh,
you
she
go.
has him upside down. Okay.
Yeah. Wait, she held him upside down and shook him?
She wasn't gonna baby, and she was just scared. She just grabbed him and just went, "Wake up!"
And it's just at this point, he's just gonna like use his core strength to sort of sit up, and is just gonna hold himself there, and is just gonna look at her and go, as much fun as I usually have when you dangle me this way, can you please put me down?
To be fair, all the blood running to Raphael's head is helping with the paleness.
She's gonna gently put him down and then go, "Let me get this straight. Okay. 9-year-old threw me downstairs. You guys fought. What?
That is a very long story. Probably best explained by multiple people.
Right.
There were these entities, shadowy entities, and they were.
To be fair, Rowan was aware of the shadow creatures and stuff like that. Rowan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it's just like so. We felt the.
So you're able to get Rona up to speed on the basic breakdown, just to keep us moving a little bit.
Yes, of course.
Mykolas, you wake up and the power's back. You're immediately aware of it. You'd gotten used to the sort of dead and the quiet of Rona behind in the time that has passed since the last tower. But now you can feel that awareness back. There's a candle flickering in the side of the room, and you're immediately cognizant of it. Tempted to mess with it. And just all of that, the energy is back.
He's going to sit up and just breathe. And like breathe in, breathe out, feel the power just sort of at the edges, but he's not going to do anything with it. He's just going to feel it there. And then he'll get up and sort of start getting ready for the day.
All right. Lenora. You didn't feel quite as rough as some of the others, though you also it was a rough evening for you. You wake up, again, sun shining. You haven't seen the sun since Uzura.
She definitely takes this as a surprise, but she doesn't exactly know why. Like it's great to see the sun, hypothetically what you would expect on the open seas, but she doesn't know that this is like unnatural at this time of year with this kind, like whatever's. So she just like is taking in the sun coming in from the window, but otherwise is just kind of recalling the last night, recalling Ecclesi, and she's going to take a moment to is there a mirror in my room?
There is. Not a big one, but decent face mirror.
Cool. I would like to walk to the mirror and to kneel in front of it and bring my palms out to the mirror, and I wish to take 7 damage to relieve 1 lash.
All right. You take 7 minor wounds, including 1 dramatic, as the energy just leapfrogs around you. I think this is tied for the most damage you've taken at once for your lashes. And so I am going to say you're not going to be able to be stoic about this.
No, she's definitely like I think what she would have done, because she knows that she's doing this, is that she has something between her teeth, or she has something to like bite down on, whether that is extra rags or that is like a stick.
Okay, so yeah, you
muffling the noise a little bit.
You managed not to scream out entirely, and so a noise of distress. Actually, well, you're all on the same floor. What are the notices for all of you? 1 from Rafael, 3 from Umberto, 1 from Mykolas, 2 from Roan. Roan, you're busy shaking the good father, so you're going to miss this. But Umberto, you hear a sound like a gagged Lenora trying to scream.
Oh, what now? And he's going to get up and try to find out what the hell's going on.
You run into her room, and you can see her knelt down in front of the mirror, and you can see the burns crackling along her arms and up her neck as the damage of the lash resolves inside of her.
He's going to slam the door shut and just immediately like skid to a halt, right, and kneel down next to her. What's happened? Are you okay?
You'll see a tear roll down her face as she's trying to explain, this is the recompense I must pay for playing with fate. I thought you knew. I'm sorry. I cannot be burdened with so much, and she is taking her arms and she's dabbing her neck. I would think that there would be a water bowl with a rag in it, and so she's going to take this and she's going to start tending to her own wounds. So please don't make too much of a fuss about it, Congino. I appreciate you coming in and caring, but this was me. It was no one else.
He's seen this before, hasn't he?
He has.
So yeah, once the shock is worn off, he goes, yes. Seems...
Interestingly, as he's there in front of you, Lenora, you look up at him, and you read pretty instinctively.
Correct.
That's fair, right? You tend to just do it. His arcana are unchanged. However, You blink hard a few times as you're looking at him because it's like you're seeing double. You see superimposed, they're not fully separate, but it's like you took too strong a hit and you're not able to properly focus. You're seeing two of both cards.
Does he still have weird, like, shaded eyes, or
Oh,
have
yeah.
they?
His
Oh,
one eye still has if and it's not immediately obvious, like it's not like you'd notice it passing on the street, but as you look into his eyes, the right eye has flame and the left eye has shadow.
how obtrusive is this? Like, how like noticeable is this? Is it like blaring, or is it more like within the pupil, within the iris kind of a deal?
It's within the pupils, and again, like just walking past him on the street, you probably wouldn't notice, but if you
Mhm.
were intentionally making eye contact, it would be hard to miss.
Yeah. She's going to address her wounds. She's blinking at him, and she's going to start reaching a hand out towards his face.
What are you doing?
You, what happened last night? I only know what happened in the basement, but you seem changed.
And he's just gonna mutter under his breath in Vidachin, yeah, that seems to be the case. I
In
don't
Vidachin, she goes, "What does that mean?"
I don't fully know, to be honest with you. All I know is I'm having very strange dreams, and I would like very much to get this fixed before anything gets worse.
Dreams, how? How are they different?
Well, I mean, dreaming about women I've never even met before.
All right, that's not normal. I apologize. So I would like to continue to read him, but instead of looking into his eyes, I want to look down to his hand.
Okay.
Typically the one that I would see the black thread wrapped around.
Oh, right. It is still there. As you are looking at the black thread that goes through, you are again caught with the similarity to the original thread that joined the two halves of Ecclesi before they were recombined. And the burning sensation that it had. But as you're looking at where it combines with him, where it is wrapped around his hand, for a second you think you're looking at a knot. But as you look closer, you realize that the thread is doubled where it's touching him, and then goes back to a single thread where it breaks away.
She's going to seemingly trace from like her center, tracing the thread around until it gets to his wrist, and then just like find that. Umberto, you'll just notice that she just keeps doing this motion over and over again while she's like trying to understand what it means.
And he'll, as she's doing this, he'll just kind of smile.
Oh, what?
Nothing. Never mind. It's not important.
It is important now. I know that you just walked in and saw me hurt, but you seem to be too. And I'm done with hiding from you, because I know that we are here for a purpose. And I want to be open to you as much as possible, because I care for you, Cugino.
I don't know what happened when I traveled the road again, but your new friends can't seem to fix me, and I don't know who can.
They did recommend that the Fae might be able to repair you in the way
Yeah.
that they could. Yeah. Just to make sure you know. You
Yeah.
can
No,
establish
it's
whether
it's
you
the
say
way
that.
it's the way I'm wording it.
Cool. Just making sure.
We don't know how much longer we're going to have to get to where we need to take Roan's mentor. And I don't know how long I have before this becomes a problem. I chuckled because for a brief moment I didn't care. Because for a brief moment you reminded me of someone.
Do I know who he's talking about?
I mean, you
And-
could probably assume because you've seen the letter.
I could
Um,
probably assume. When you say someone, something in her, like she'll almost feel a tug from the opposite side of this black thread.
Interestingly enough, as he says that, for a second, you are positive he's talking about you.
With that information, she goes, okay. Well, know that I want to help you. I know you don't like to rely on fate. And I'm not asking you to. I'm asking you to rely on me.
No, you misunderstand, Kujina. I'm not relying on fate. I plan to change it.
Then what am I here for?
Your family.
She says like sarcastically.
Not in the way you do it, in my own personal charming way.
Yes, because you are so charming. I kid, I joke. You are quite charming.
You know, I came in here with a genuine feel of I want to make sure my Kujina
And
is
I
okay.
appreciate it.
But now, you know
no,
what?
no, listen. Thank you. We will talk more, but I think we should start getting back to the ship and off to where we go, because maybe they'll have answers there.
Yes, I could not agree more. And he will get up and he will go towards the door and he will open it. Would you like me to keep this between us?
If you don't mind.
Absolutely.
Grazie.
Of course.
All right. As you all step out, there's a knock at the door of the tower as you are all kind of getting out, and the father goes downstairs and opens up the door, and it is Colin. And Colin calls us like, normally I wouldn't want to rush you all, but Captain says this is uncommon good weather and wants to take as much advantage of it as he can. We've been working on repairs, and we've gotten up the supplies that they said that they would have, but if we could be sailing within the hour, he said it'd be very appreciated. Don't everyone answer at once now.
I will we'll be there for post haste. It may take us a minute to get down, but let us gather ourselves. We'll be there shortly.
Right. And whatever was happening last night, is it all resolved?
See.
Sorry about that time I pointed a gun at you, by the way. All right.
Not the first time, certainly won't be the last.
I'll see you all down on the boat then. Nice lighthouse. And he walks and heads back down towards the ship.
When he's out of earshot, Mykolas will just say, "The weather will hold."
Are we sure?
Yes.
Good enough for me. Let's go.
I think before we leave the the lighthouse.
I don't know why I went like this, but
Lenora,
say.
Lenora would like to go and take one quick trip to the basement. And just to see if there is any sign or any remnant of Ecclesi. I know that they are resting.
Mm-hmm. You go down into the basement, and there's no sign of Ecclesi or any of the others, but you do hear some kind of sad humming coming from the boxes over by the sidewall.
I think she would go inspect it.
You see Maeve kind of playing with the chalkboard.
Hello, my dear.
Shadow's gone, huh?
Let me tell you something. Shadow may be gone, but he's asked a very good friend to take care of you.
Who?
Well, if you must know, they are very close with Shadow. You could say they're almost one and the same. But their name is Ecclesi. And I think you will like them quite a lot.
Okay. Are they... I didn't hear anything at the wall, and they're not answering on the chalkboard.
Well, they had a very, very tiring night, and they need to rest for a little while. So I know that when they return, that they will let you know. They may even draw on that chalkboard for you. But just, I would give them some time.
Okay. I saw Soren is sleeping, so he might be able to play more.
That is true. But I will say again to give him a little rest as well.
Okay.
I know. But if you could do me a favor, and she is going to pull out of her pocket some extra parchment from when she was making her cards.
Mm-hmm.
And she's going to hand it over to Maeve and say, I think that Ecclesi would very much love to see a portrait of you in Shadow. If you wouldn't mind making a portrait for them.
Sure. And she gets some of her art supplies that she has. And it's, a child. She's good for a 9-year-old. But it's definitely a child's art as she sets about drawing. And, it's one of those like partially weird chunks, partially stick figure. But given what Shadow was, it's oddly appropriate.
Mm-hmm.
And finishes and like this.
Oh, that is perfect, my dear.
Okay. You think they'd like this?
I think they would like that very much.
I will put it here, and she puts it on one of the boxes near the wall. Will they see it there?
I think so.
Okay. Mama says you all have to leave today.
We do, yes. But thank you so much for being such a gracious host.
She rushes up and gives you a hug. Just wraps her arms around your legs.
I tackle her to the ground. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, roll your strength.
No. She takes this hug, first in shock and then with an embrace.
Okay. You all be safe. The weather's not usually this good. I hope it stays for you.
I hope so too. Should we go enjoy the sun before we leave?
I'd like that.
Excellent.
I was actually going to ask Shadow if he wanted to.
Well, let Shadow rest. Let Ecclesi rest, and perhaps you can ask them to play in the sun again.
Okay. And she goes up with you as everyone is gathering their things. And you all are able to make it to the boat where the captain... Oh, yes, Mykolas.
I did want to check the library before we left
Sure.
to see if they have
Mhm.
particular kind of book that I'm looking for.
Okay. You go up and give me your wits and scholarship as you are scanning the books, because you know you're in a bit of a hurry.
Yep. All right. Well, it's not my worst pull, but it's not my best either. And I get flair.
You do get flair.
Well, that'll do. So 3?
3. With 3 raises, you are very quickly able to kind of evaluate the whole. There's books about language, but nothing quite as all-encompassing as what you are looking for. However, a bunch of these have bibliographies and references of different sources that they have drawn from and things like that. And a title that keeps being referenced is The Tongue of the Sheed. And apparently a very well-regarded tome of not only the languages of Thea, but ancient languages as well. And just they refer to it. It's very, very scholastic. It's not like they're singing its praises, but this title has been made aware to you.
Okay.
Anything else anyone's trying to get done on the island before we get to the boat? All right. You all board the Sandoval's Fortune, and it leaps through the water. Like, the wind is perfect, the sea is gentle, and the crew is spooked. They've heard some stories about stuff that happened last night, and this is just wrong. It like they keep waiting for the hurricane to crash. Like, this has to be just a ridiculously big eye of the storm, right? But as the ship sails, making incredible time, the weather stays perfect. Are you playing with it at all, Mykolas? Like, are you like re-upping? Like, are you waiting for, like, you see clouds and you knock them down, or are you like, or did you do it the once and you're just kind of trying to see how it'll last? How are you managing this? Because this will be a couple days of travel.
I think he's not going to interfere too much with the natural progression of the weather. He's just going to lessen the severity.
Okay.
So, like, yeah, it'll rain and it'll be windy, but it won't be, oh God, we're all going to die. Perfect storm kind of thing. It's more of a, oh, okay, we're used to this kind of weather.
Mm-hmm. The boat moves, and making the time that the captain had predicted about a week to a week and a half to get to Avalon. Within 3 days, you all are approaching Carleon, and you see the white cliffs that define one of its bays as you come in. Natalie, you had your hand up?
I was going to say, since it's been 3 days, could I have also gotten rid of another lash?
How do you want to get rid of it?
Oh, I wanted it for free. Just kidding.
Do you want to spend 6 villain
No!
points for 6 wounds? Okay. All right. The ship is pulling up, and it's getting towards evening as it pulls into the docks. And again, the captain, by the way, the whole time, like, Raphael, you cannot pass the captain without getting, like, bear hugged. And, like, the crew just being like, because they're all convinced, because you did all those prayers and stuff over it. And they were like, dang, this priest. Like, you're actually being offered a spot as, like, ship chaplain on Sandoval's Fortune, like, to get a section of the, like, they want to keep you around.
Oh goodness. He takes those compliments in his own stride, and will just, like, says, I will serve you for my time that I am here kind of scenario, but I go where the prophet guides me kind of scenario.
Okay.
But he's and like as if to touch base. The wolf promised to at least touch base and check in every so often whenever he can in his travels. But it's one of those I go where the prophet takes me kind of scenarios.
The captain seems to have expected that. The crew is bummed, like, because this was the golden ticket apparently, and they weren't able to hold on to it. But so they're just kind of rolling with it. I will say, over the course of these days, Leonora, as you were doing your usual reading type thing, you get a look at Mykolas, and his arcana have not changed. The war card has changed. It's still war, but the art is different.
How is it different, storyteller?
It's more vibrant.
Of course.
It used to be more muted, translucent. Now it is vivid. And as you look at it, you feel like the blades that you can see it, like you can feel energy sliding along them. Suddenly he's surrounded by anime swords. It's the weirdest thing.
Oh man, anime swords. Do I notice anything in particular, like in his stature, demeanor, that may have changed, and maybe that's a little bit more towards Mykolas?
Yeah. What's your empathy?
1.
Mykolas, are you acting noticeably different?
I think the sort of forced calm you got used to seeing him carry, like that sort of, if you're around him long enough, you realize it's a forced thing. It feels different. When he looks at things, he's like, there's more intensity in his look, but he's still trying to stay very much himself. But
awesome.
yeah, that's about it.
I will say, Mykolas, the first time you see Leonora's wounds from the
3 days
getting
ago,
rid of the lash. So the first time, this would be like on the first day of the sailing. Rona marks the scars. And it's like, now those look very familiar. Don't worry, I did not cause them.
I know what they are. I know what price she pays. And she
Now we
doesn't
just know a little bit more about how.
She doesn't want me to notice, so I don't tell her I notice.
Don't you ever wonder if everything between the two of you just needs a jolt to get it going?
What happens will happen, and it has nothing to do with anything I want from you.
And yet, here I am. Anyway, the ship has pulled up into the bay, has taken dock, and the crew is starting to offload. The captain very warmly thanks you all, and actually refunds Raphael's ticket just as a final thanks for all that he did to help keep the crew calm. And you all settle out onto the streets. Now, Colin looks at you all and is like, right, none of you particularly mind. There is a place around here I always try to go whenever I'm in Corleone, and I think you all might enjoy it.
All right.
If you don't have somewhere else you'd rather stay, come along this way. And he leads you through the dock neighborhood. You're used to, those of you who have traveled, let's see, our travelers would be Roan, Rafael, probably some from Umberto. Mykolas, do you do a lot of sea travel in your time?
Not a lot. He's done some up and down the coast, but not
And
a lot.
typically with like barracks and stuff like that. So travelers
Yeah.
you're used to, you can find somewhere cheap near the docks. Colin leads you through. And you're not into the super nice neighborhoods, but it's definitely more suburban's the wrong word, but it'll give the right idea of the kind of neighborhood that you're in. You were no longer in that business district. And he leads you up to a noticeable inn and tavern looking to be in fairly good repair. And the placard written over the door is the Hanging Knight. And the kind of clapboard hanging is actually a knight in full armor hanging. Like literally it is a wood cutout painted of this knight with an actual rope around its neck. And that is what handles it. Rowan, you are aware of the Hanging Knight. You know that is a reference back to when the first time, well, not the first time, a story of old of a landed knight who was not a knight of the Graal, who wanted to be like, no, it's my strength, it's my power, I do what I want with it. And the knights of the Graal hung him for his crimes. And that never happened. And the townspeople remembered it and loved it so much that this tavern got named after it hundreds of years ago. Still, though, as a knight herself, is this a place Rowan would have gone to and eaten at?
Oh yeah, plenty of times.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, Rowan, knowing it, you all walk in and it's crowded. As you all walk in, there are people around. There's folks. It's almost standing room only, except there is one table still in the corner. And Colin kind of spots it and goes, "Oh, we better grab that now," and moves you all over, and you get a seat around the table. And there is a stage set up in front, and folks seem to be pretty focused on that. Like there's servers coming around. Someone comes off and drops off ales or whatever drink orders people feel like making. Who all is drinking? By the way, after everything you've been through upon the arrival, yeah.
I
mean,
I would like wine, please. Can I have wine, please? If there's decent wine in here.
I just want an
There
ale.
is, in fact, a good wine, an ale.
vodka.
Oh, you know what? For the first time ever, Rowan is going to drink vodka with Mykolas.
Oh,
She's had a rough time.
Oddly, vodka. I'll be back, and like brings out the drinks, and then brings out a bottle, half full corked. This is what we have. The innkeeper says it's hardly ever ordered, so puts it in front of you. It is a Usurin vintage.
Can't have perfection.
But drinks are all there. And then all of a sudden, a hush spreads over the crowd. Braziers that are up forward on the stage are getting stoked. And many candles out in the tavern area are getting dark as the light is clearly being focused up on the stage. If we could bring in our guest. And music starts drifting out from behind the curtain.
Once long ago, there was a lowly soldier searching in the snow, and he found from afar a lonely maiden trying to hide her scars. And when they locked eyes, with nothing but the snow falling from the skies between them at all, they knew, yes, they knew how hard they'd fall.
The curtains spread open. and out walks onto the stage. Describe what the woman they see looks like.
It is a curly-haired lady dressed in red lace from head to toe, and she is very much so a commanding presence on the stage. She's quite confident.
As she walks around, singing, moving, you can see people just gazing up at her in awe and wonder. She has full control of the room with every step that she takes, and as her song just wafts out over. This is quite the beauty. How is everyone reacting to this? Let's start with the loudest of the subtitles. We'll start with Lenora.
What are you talking about? Lenora would take in some music, and she is going to think about music that she's heard, and she's going to think about if there's any familiarity, and then when the figure is revealed, immediately is going to read.
All right. What are Ivory's arcana?
Let me pull that up. I know I'd have it because I had to look it up to remember her last name. There it is. Just the name?
Arcana.
Not the what the specific hubris or virtues are. Just what the
just
arcana.
the
Glyph and the beggar.
Glyph and beggar. Thank you.
Mykolas, how does the soldier? This is not something you're used to. How is Mykolas kind of reacting to this?
He has probably seen, singers in taverns before. It's a beautiful woman singing a beautiful song. He looks on with admiration. Like, I don't think he's completely lost in it because he's also in a strange land and doesn't feel completely secure in where he's at. But there's a look of admiration at her talent and at her on his face as he sort of takes in her singing.
And how's the good father doing?
He's likely heard singers and music being from Castile and everything else, but it's one of those things where he's listening to the music itself. He's not so much, I don't think he's as captivated. He's not going to deny because he's not blind. She's a stunning woman, but he is more captivated by the songs that she is singing as opposed to just like what she would look like. That's not what strictly bears on his reaction. It's mainly the song because it's probably been a minute. And he's just kind of staring down into sort of his wine cup, and there's a soft sway sort of as she sings and things like that. And that's probably what he's doing.
Mm-hmm. Roan.
Took is happily dumbfounded and staring abnormally. But Rowan, her first reaction is, and she did not hide it, because I get the sense that like Raphael and Rowan usually always try to make sure in some type of way they sit next to each other. And so her first reaction was, oh, whew. And then she's like drinking the vodka and she goes, whew. And then she gets very suspicious. So for like the most of the show, she has the, who is this woman? Why is she here face? But she can't hide the, oh my God, she is very pretty and down with the face also. She's like going in between it the whole performance.
Oh goodness.
Umberto, for you, at first, Vidachi has tons of places where you can go and beautiful women were singing. So at first you're just like, oh, there's a show about to be on. Apparently that's a big deal here, and you're not paying very much attention. But when you do finally look up after she has stepped out from behind the curtain, it's the other woman from your dream.
He's just got a cup of water, and as he goes to drink, he's not really focusing, and then all of a sudden, of course, it's the very, overly played spit take. Really? Of course.
Could
why
you
not?
roll me a D10, Umberto, please?
Okay.
What'd you get?
10.
A 10?
Yeah.
So you get to pick. Who does your spit take hit?
Raphael.
Okay.
All right.
Not enough bad stuff has happened to you. Anyway.
So yeah, Raphael, you see, and then all of a sudden you hear a poof, and you get hit by a mist. As
How quickly would you be able to say that Raphael's hand flicks out and hits the earlobe of Umberto in retaliation?
quite quickly, you're
Okay.
and Umberto is not particularly paying attention, so it gets caught.
Yeah.
You deserve that.
Sorry, friend. And then he'll just kind of side eye Leonora and then back to the woman on the stage.
I think that at the spit take, Leonora would take notice and immediately read Umberto.
Same. After a few days, maybe the cards slightly more separated.
Separated? Like, okay, when you say separated, does that mean like here are the two cards, they're going further away from each other, or like there's like peeling happening in the cards?
More like the double vision is getting worse.
Ugh. Oh no. Baby boy. No.
Ivory, you have played this crowd before. You've been here for a little while, and there are the regulars, some of whom are drooling and hollering, drinks being held up, coins being tossed out onto the stage and stuff like that. But there is a new group in the corner, an open table. And glancing out over, you see this very interesting, very oddly diverse band. No obvious Avalonians in the bunch. There's one you can pretty easily clock as Vidachin, one who wears soldier raiment that you would guess is from the Commonwealth or one of the Eastern nations. A pretty obvious. Well, Raphael, you're in the Vaticine aren't going to be around here, but there are a lot of objectionists. So what are you wearing?
I think he's just in his standard garb. He has his holy symbol, but he's not investments right now.
Okay, so a Castilian with holy symbols, but that's pretty normal for Castilians. And big ol' Roan, she's Musmami in Avalonian clothing, but you would swear based on her look and the rest of her that she would be Castilian. And at the end, the one you also catch the spit take when Umberto kind of glances up at you, and you have trouble clocking, dressed like a Vidachin, but it doesn't seem quite right. They are certainly the most interesting table in the Hanged Night tonight. What is Ivory doing as her song comes to a close?
She would go through her usual habit as people clap. If anyone comes to greet her as she's stepping off the stage, she would rebuff in her usual fashion and try and get to the bar.
Out of curiosity, what is her usual fashion? When, like,
if
people are
it's like
declaring love the like.
Yeah, if it's an admirer, she will accept anything handed to her, flowers, letters, jewelry, whatever. She'll take it.
Hint, hint to all of the. Anyway, making this claim, and you're able to, like, people make way for you, and you were able to get fairly easily to the bar. Bartender kind of comes up to you. You're knocking him dead, Ivory.
What's with the band of merry men?
Oh, I think they came in right before your show started. There was an Inish lad with them when they came in. I've seen him now.
Are they staying here?
Not that they've asked for yet, but like I said, they got here right before you arrived. Why? Someone caught your eye tonight?
Just more interesting than the usual lot.
Well, I'm sure if you asked if they were staying the night, they would suddenly discover that they are. So if you want to scare up some more business and be curious, go right on ahead.
She would trail after the drinks that are obviously going to them.
Mm-hmm.
And she would let the actual waiter carry them all, and then as they get to the table, she would pick up one and like set it down, like she helped.
Okay, the vodka had already arrived, but like the other, you were able to grab. We're gonna say you grab the ale. And based on who all else has been saved, you can see that this is going to Leonora, to the Vidachan woman.
Well, then she would set it down really gracefully, and then she would try and make eye contact before purposely saying, "You're quite beautiful, puppet."
Are you directing this to Lenora?
Mm.
Oh shit. Lenora has been wiping off like the water on the table from the spit take. And she hears this behind her as she sees the glass getting set down, going, "Oh, thank you." And she'll turn and she'll look right at Ivory. You sang quite beautifully, if I can say such a humble comment.
You may.
Then you sang quite beautifully tonight.
Thank you very kindly. Where have all of you come from?
Lots of different places.
Yes.
And you have randomly converged upon this pub at the same time.
We came on the same boat, if that is what you're asking.
And then you only just met on that boat?
Oh, no. We have been traveling together for quite a while now. My name is Leonora, and she'll offer a hand.
She would nod at your hand.
She would nod at my hand?
She would look at it and nod.
Oh, okay.
But not take it. But she would say, "It is very wonderful to have you here in my audience tonight." And she would move from you and kind of like open herself up to be addressing all of you. Almost like you see like the manager that came up to see how things are going at your table, but then is also not responsible for it.
Hmm. I agree with Leonora. You are an excellent singer. It was lovely to hear you.
She would kind of like lean slightly forward towards Mykolas while he was speaking. You're a stout soldier.
I have been a soldier, yes. for a long time.
You have the look of war upon you.
I have seen my fair share of war. May I ask, are you from here, or are you also a visitor?
I hail from Avalon, but I have traveled other parts of Thea.
I see it. A pleasure to meet you.
May I give you any help? She kind of like addresses all of the fact that with her hands, like, you guys have all your drinks, but anything else?
Does anyone
Quick
answer?
question: Has Ivory introduced herself? Yet, like by name? This is if you don't mind, I would humbly ask for the pleasure of knowing who I am speaking with.
And she would be very like flourishy as she gives like a performer's bow. I am Ivory Atter.
Lovely to meet you, Miss Ivory. I am Raphael. And he'll nod in deference to her, noticing that she didn't take the hand the first time offered in shaking, and will just nod with his hand to his chest.
And who are you? And she's just going to be very, very much like how everyone else is at her. This is how she's reacting to Roan. Just like,
She's so
what a formidable woman.
Roan is just like the whole time she was talking, she was like in this gaze and was not really paying attention to what she was saying. And once she addresses Roan goes like, it just kind of like on her breath. And she goes, I'm Rowan. A pleasure to meet you.
The pleasure's all mine.
And she's doing that thing where she's like flexing, but not realizing that she's like flexing. Like and like flicks
in that gut, everyone.
Like flicks some of the curly hair back from the giant afro she got.
Well, with someone like you and someone like him, and she'd point back at Mykolas, I could see that you all travel quite safely.
Exactly. Yep.
That we do.
And then she would so just like Hawkeye zero in on Umberto.
He is not looking at her at all. Since he saw her the first time, he has not been able to look at her again at all. He's just been focused everywhere else. But he can feel.
Is your friend a mute?
Yeah, he has his moments of being eloquent when he wants to be.
This isn't one of those moments.
Apparently not.
Leonora speaks in Vidachin just kind of under her breath, and she says, Umberto, if you feel uncomfortable, cough twice.
Umberto is going to get up, and he's just going to look at everybody, and he's going to look in her direction, but not quite make eye contact. If you'll excuse me, I think I left something on the boat. I will be back. And he is going to go out the door. He's going to reach into his pocket, and he's going to take out the chess piece and put it in front of Leonora. And in Vidachin, he's going to say, "That's the woman of my dreams," and walk away.
She immediately takes the chess piece and is like, ay, míos, tío. I know.
but he's not going far. He's just going outside and just like behind the inn or some alley next to the inn. He's not going anywhere. He's just like, okay, what the hell?
So around this time, actually, Umberto, as you walk out, Colin comes up and is like, "Oh, show over already."
No, it seems to have just started.
Well, do you need a hand? I was going to try to get a cart for all of your things that you need to carry.
I'm good for now, but if you want to go check on the rest of the crew, you are more than welcome to.
Of course. And he walks up to the table and goes, "Oh, I see you are all occupied."
She'd wink at him.
He gets red in the face, much as I am now. And he's like, a pleasure to meet you, ma'am.
Are you amongst their adventuring party? What are you?
Name's Colin Adair. I've been traveling with them recently. They were a group together before I came on board. They get into some weird things, though. You are absolutely gorgeous.
Well, thank you.
When he says that, Roan is like behind him going,
I think this place has pretty good entertainment. If you want to join us at the table,
It does. It does have very good entertainment. I haven't had the pleasure of catching it myself, but
Hey, you
I
sit and
do
join us.
know all the words to the song.
Oh.
Why don't you take a seat, Colin?
Right. Whiskey, please.
Roan like pulls a chair out for him.
You pull the chair out from under him?
No, for him. Like,
Oh, for him. Okay, I was like,
yeah.
I
Not-
seem
we're
to-
all going for pranks. No, okay, so
No.
Colin kind of sits down, reaches over, grabs the bottle of vodka that's been set out. Anyone mind if I preach?
Mm-mm.
Pours shoots. For the record, the vodka isn't bad. It's not great. Mid-shelf.
Well,
Are you- Are you intending to grace us with another song, or are you finished for the night? Or
Would you like to make a request?
I unfortunately am new around here, and I do not know what is custom here in this place.
I've traveled enough. I know a bit of Vodachan fare. If you have a favorite, I might know it.
There is a favorite that came whenever the traveling minstrels would come through our small little town. Do you happen to know? And then she'll regale some kind of storytelling lyrical piece.
Mm-hmm. And Ivory, you know it.
And she'd be like, oh, I haven't heard that one in a long time. I am not very good at Vodachan, but if it's all right, I'll sing it in Avalonian.
That is perfectly fine, yes. If that is not too much trouble, again, I do not know if you are...
No, of course. I love getting interesting requests. Around here, it's often the same old. And she would go up onto the stage, draw attention, and then point to Leonora and say, this one's to the beauty at this table, and begin to sing the song and tell the tale that's in the song.
As someone who is not supposed to draw attention to herself and having attention drawn upon her is very embarrassed.
She's gonna totally during the song, if you give her any eye contact again, if you yeah, you're
I
just
think she's afraid not to give you eye contact at this point.
your eyes are horns.
Ivory, you get up, and as you are singing and dancing, and you just have the whole room is yours. There's differing results from the table, but from these, but as they're kind of figuring you out, but some just absolutely rapt attention. The song is completed, and you walk backstage. And as you walk behind the curtain, close it behind you. Well, kitten, it seems you've found some new toys to play with. It is a voice only you can hear. The voice that only you can ever hear. Do you want one of them? All of them?
I don't know. The mute is interesting. Never had one run away.
Not just a mute either. There's something different about him. The beginning of a tear, properly encouraged. Some could fix him, but we could make him worse.
Two of them are way too happy.
Ah, yes. The lovebirds. There are things that can be done with that as well. I'm sure you have ideas. And you have the sensation of a finger trailing along your chin, just lovingly caressing your cheek. All right, kitten. It's time to play. And with that, we are going to take a quick break. Here's some previews on some other things we've got coming up, and we will be back shortly. If I'm with you, it'll probably be fine.
You're with me, and I'm with Verity. We'll be fine.
Nice. Who's that? Oh, right. The Montanian tart.
Hey, you speak nice of my friends.
Oh, she's your friend. I'm sorry. I'm fucking up all over the place.
If you were wanting to make a good impression, you're struggling a bit there. We're going to have to give you a better chance when you're sober.
Right. Did you see the fight, though? I took like 5 of them down.
Aren't you so strong? Pat. And
You walk him back in. Everyone else has come down and having a lovely breakfast being served by cooks who do not often have.
you know what? I can't argue with that. And she'll just lead him back to the group.
While they were gone, Verity would be like, I don't know how she found someone of her people to hook up with in the night when we just got here.
Welcome back, Umberto. Do you think I was going to let you be away for long?
I was hoping.
So you are back outside. How long do you think you would be kind of playing for time? Would you have gone for a walk? Are you staying close by? What are you up to?
He didn't go. The night thing was just one to make Leonora and everybody else feel better because they know what that means. If he has to go far, he can just get back quickly. But he didn't go far. He just kind of paced nearby. But then he's like, all right, I need to. Could he hear her singing again?
Yeah.
Outside? Okay.
Yeah, her voice
like,
varies, and
okay.
you can, and there's windows, and yeah.
So yeah, he's going to be like, all right, I need to get away from the situation for just a few minutes. So he's just going to kind of wander, but not go too far.
Okay, so as you're wandering and you step away, you are all up in your thoughts. You're replaying the dream in your head. Like because you were so intense on Angelica, you didn't get that great of a look. It's not like, because it was the other half that went to the woman who looked exactly like Ivory. But as you're kind of pacing around, you're just processing that, and then you have this weird tickle in the back of your head, like something's missing. and you're trying to take stock. You're like doing the like pat down your pockets, like what, like did you forget your coin purse or somewhere? Have you been pickpocketed? And then you realize you have no sense of the night. Normally, you could be blindfolded and point to it from nearly anywhere. There's nothing. No awareness of the night whatsoever. It was marked. It never got unmarked that you know of. Unless it just got unmarked again.
But it wouldn't because it's in the piece, right?
The piece has not been fully formed yet, so the blood can still be wiped off. But you all had a conversation about that.
And he will. I guess this means I should go back just in case. And he will start moseying his way back.
You mosey your way back in. And as you walk, what would Leonora have done with the knight after it was given to her?
She would have put it in her satchel along with her other things, in a pocket where she also keeps probably her deck.
Mm-hmm. You see the group all sitting at the table. No sign of the knight.
He'll go up to Leonora. Kutina, do you still have the piece?
See, and she'll look in her satchel.
It's there.
See, it is right here. Are you all right?
And he'll like quickly snatch it out of her hand.
The blood is still on it.
I know we talked about it before, and I promise I put it in a place where, it wouldn't just smudge accidentally.
Something is very wrong.
How so?
I came back because I couldn't find it.
Can you feel it now?
No.
Rowan, you would remember that the main turning of the tide in the war between Avalon and Montaigne came when the power of the Graal shut off all blood magic in the nation of Avalon. It does not work here.
She'll just kind of look at Umberto, take a shot of vodka, and then go, I'm sorry, bro. Your abilities probably won't work here because of Avalon.
And he'll look at her. You mean I can't use any of it while I'm here?
No. I've heard stories, and they were not the nicest interactions. So one of the abilities that was developed was that. So I forgot. I should have told you. You've been there with me through all of it. Oh, it's been a lot that's been happening. So sorry about that.
In a way, he's a little agitated by it because that's kind of his thing. And, if you take a minstrel's, instrument and then smash it, what good are they now? They have nothing to play with. And so he's like, oh, fantastic. This is who I am now. But there's a little bit of almost relief. Like, okay, I get to be without it for a bit. And then he flashes back to all of those moments with Angelica and everything before he was aware of it. And he kind of just smiles, and he just puts the knight back in his pouch. I don't need it. I was more than enough before it. My father used to say, if you were nothing with it, then you'll never be anything without it.
I think that is good spirits to come from you, Kujino. And it will only be for a little while. We'll be taking, we'll be going off to Avalon. We'll be returning, Sir Bryant.
You got this. Oh, okay.
So,
We'll be
Brian,
returning Sir Bryant, and then we'll be back to Vadachi. Before you know, it is just temporary.
Yes, you're only a world-class fighter, trained in the blade and capable of defeating many opponents all by yourself.
That is true too.
I've also watched you backflip off a building and land perfectly without it. So I think you're good, dude. And
I
she'll
could
take
not
another-
do that.
I'm not gonna lie, that was a lot of bravado, and the fact that if things went wrong, I could just
Fair.
All
But
right. So as all this is going on, you all notice the music and performance has still been going up. It's been going for a little while now. Ivory, any notion on what you would have sung after Leonora's? Would it be anything particular? Would have been your normal set after you finished the piece you had dedicated to Leonora?
She'd have just gone with her usual set after that, unless anyone shouted out requests, which probably happens, and she probably
Folks are
ruins a lot of
shouting
them.
a lot, not things you're actually allowed to do on stage sometimes, as folks are getting into it. The crowd's getting drunk, and it's clear the bartender and the landlord are all happy. Lots of business is being done. Folks are generally enjoying and are in a pretty good mood. And then you get to the point where you think, yeah, you're probably done for now. What's Ivory getting up to?
She would return to Leonora.
All right. As the song's done, like a sea parting for her, Ivory comes down. People are like they're trying to get her attention and everything, but like instinctively they all get out of her way. As Ivory sort of moves up. There's some grumpy looking guys is like, why is she going to talk to them again? Like we're the ones who've been supporting her night after night and stuff like that. But you're able to move up to the table, and you know what? Because you all sort of randomly took a seat. No, I'm just flat out going to say it. Because there are numerous people in this party who will always make a point of sitting with their back to a wall if they can. Lenora, you are exposed to the room. The table is not between you and anything. You are.
That is correct. And I'm
you
eating chips, by the way.
And you can see her coming for you.
Oh shit! And she's going to try to draw her attention over to Rowan for a second and be like, "Just talk to me, please."
Did you know that it's really easy to you can snatch out someone's lyrics really easily if you. And she gets super into it.
That is
oh my god,
so interesting.
I mean, it's just like a super just really. Are we done?
Just like that? Oh, I mean,
No.
until she goes away.
Ivory, arrive when you want to arrive.
Oh, she's gonna get there and just lean with her palm on the table and watch this fake exchange until they notice she's still there. No, don't let me interrupt. I'm sure it was very fascinating.
Oh, Rowan is just so talented with how she hunts things. You've gone to slay a lot of monsters.
I definitely have done that. I am a hunter of Elgrim. It's my literal job.
I can tell. And she would touch your arm and run it down your musculature.
And I'll say that she's probably rocking sleeveless, not because I want her to, but because she normally does. But I think just because it makes sense. The emblem, the tattoo of the Hunters of Elgrim is on that side of on her left arm as you run her arm down her muscles, and she again tenses, just like bang popping, just. And she goes, right? Yep. Cool. I am. Yep. Yep. I am not in amongst the top 15, but I am in the hundreds. I'm there. You know, I'm existing. Just kind of looking at
Wonderful set. I say again, you sing so beautifully. There were a lot of different tunes that I am not familiar with, so thank you.
Oh, most of those are from all over Avalon.
Yeah, I've heard plenty of those before while growing up, so thank you for giving me that.
Do you happen to have a favorite?
I like lullabies. They're usually sad, but also relaxing. And there's usually some sort of cryptic message.
Do you like lullabies because you sing to children? Or
No, I think it's more that was my first music. It's most of ours first music.
Leonora takes a pause and is actually thinking about the lullaby that her mom used to sing to her, or that she remembers.
Would she start humming it to try to catch the tune? You know, because there's been a lot of music around, and you know how sometimes people will hum a tune to themselves to try to remember it.
I think, yeah, she would nervously like, and then she'll like go into the melody of the lullaby.
Umberto, you're hearing that lullaby again.
And he will invidation say, "What is my life today?"
She'd noticed that Umberto's back.
Apologies, miss. I
You speak.
very well when prompted. It has been it is a long day. I had something I thought was missing, but it turns out it wasn't missing. It was just unavailable. Say,
Like a package?
in a matter of speaking.
She'd like look at the rest of the group because she definitely thinks there's some sort of double talk going on.
Mykolas has got the most non-committal, inoffensive face he can manage. Like he's just being as neutral as possible.
The most stereotypical Sarmatian soldier he could manage.
Yeah. There's maybe an occasional look in his eye that is an indication there's something else going on there, but he keeps it all on lockdown.
Lenora has seemingly put herself in a bit of a trance, not only like remembering the lullaby, but also like siphoning through the words and finding that cryptic message that Ivory was talking about.
I'm helping.
So helpful. They're just.
Can I spend a villain point?
You may absolutely spend a villain point. What would you like to spend a villain point on?
Fascinate.
Fascinate. Who are you aiming? I guess it's the group. As she is talking to you all of you feel like you're hypnotized. It's hard to look away from her as she is moving and talking. And those of you who are like intentionally like looking away or whatever, you start just kind of looking back up, and she is putting herself on display. Like as she's standing there, she's not, unless she says otherwise, she's not touching anyone. She's not initiating, but it's almost like she's undulating as she's standing there. And it's trying to like you are looking, and it's impossible not to look. It's hard to look respectfully. Let's put it that way.
Rowan does not care.
Rowan was never looking respectfully in the first place.
Oh, 100%. Like it was like she was trying her best, and like after the fucking arm touch and the Rowan is like, woo!
Raphael is doing his best to remain respectful, and only because of his previous training as a priest. Because I imagine that he's seen his fair share of this and stuff like that, but he is still trying his level best to keep it as chaste as possible. Even though his inner thoughts might be what they are, he outwardly is trying to still
give me a resolve and hide, Raphael.
Oh God. Everything is fine.
And similarly, anyone else who's trying to hide the fact that you are definitely checking this woman out. All right, with 2.
Can I get a hero point?
And you were
Can I get a hero point for not doing that?
To fail? Yes.
Yeah. Thank you. Oh, actually, that's the thing I have that if I intentionally failed something, so I will take that.
So is that you get the 2? You get 2 then because you failed?
I believe so. Let me double check because it's been a second since I used it.
Because anyone can choose to fail for a hero point, but
may I get that die roll again? What was it?
Resolve and hide.
I do. I get 2 hero points from that.
Mykolas is resolved to hide.
Okay, I'm not at 3. So hell yeah, I will take that.
Okay.
5 raises?
I got 5 raises.
Wow. All right. You are managing to keep your eyes on her eyes, and you get an edit.
They are beautiful in blue. I'm just saying.
I got 3.
All right. There's a little bit of kind of glancing around. I'm going to say 1 minor wound just from the, like biting inside your. You're trying to keep yourself in check. Raphael, 2.
2.
That'll be 2 minor wounds as you're trying to keep yourself in check. Umberto?
4.
4. All right. You nail it. You're able to keep your eyes where they belong. And Lenora, have you thought of an edit?
I think that the edit would be that there is something that Ivory is doing that is obviously catching everybody's attention, but it's almost obvious to Lenora that she's doing it. Like there is some kind of manner of movement or like a magical wave or something like that she has to do in order to maintain this fascinate, if that makes sense. So basically that I notice that it is an intent.
Ivory, what does she see that you do as you...
What is your tell?
I would say for her, it would be the motions of her hands. She speaks eloquently, but she speaks with her hands. It's almost like she's conducting the people in front of her. She just leads you along as she talks, and she uses her hands to draw attention to herself and to what she's saying, and it moves people's eyes down and back up, and it's just how she's using her hands.
Oh, I'll say that Colin is also failing this roll.
You only get the 1 edit.
Damn it.
But he also totally failed.
Correct.
Actually, at this point,
it's cool.
Colin actually comes up to the table and says, "Right, everyone. I got rooms. I figured we needed a place to stay the night, right? So, I got the 3," and he kind of just puts 3 keys down on the table. thought that'd be good. This crowd apparently tends not to stay the night. They there's a lot of coming to the show and then going back to your bunk after. So, but, ma'am,
who's bunking with who?
figured I'd let y'all choose that yourselves.
Well,
we'll look around.
since there are 3 rooms, and she'll be like, as she's explaining this, also be like, Ivory, do you have to be here while we're discussing the room?
You can
I
go.
think that we can discuss this before we turn in. I don't see
We can stay.
any reason why we cannot stay.
Oh, true enough.
Oh, and I was able to get a cart arranged. So for the trip north, we're headed towards. One second, while the storyteller reminds himself of the name of the town.
Yeah, storyteller.
Where did I write that down? He had talked to Rowan and got an idea of whereabouts you all were headed. And he's taking you near to the town of Balig, which is the nearest town to Sheedguard, Bryant's castle. So yeah, it should be fine. Get us as far as Balig.
And we can leave in the morning then.
Yes.
Good job. Will you
Try to do my best.
you sit with us now? I was about to say, will you sit with us now, or are you gonna still be flitting about a bit?
I tend not to sit too easy. Like to stay on the job, as it's like. You all do a lot of the heavy lifting. I thought I might go look for a drink and a fight, though. Seems like a decent place for it.
See, try not to hurt yourself too terrible much, and pick a fight that you cannot win.
I mean, if it's not a challenge, what's the blooming point?
I mean, the challenge is all well and good. You just have to make sure you can come out on the other side of it without loss of limb or life or anything of that nature. You know
I'll be
how
fine.
to do it.
I'll
Of
be fine.
course you will.
A fight is clearly not the most dangerous thing in here. Hard look at Ivory and then walks.
That's funny.
At that, Roan would just kind of raise his hand towards Ivory. Her hand, sorry. This just inverted himself again. Just kind of wave her hand in Ivory's face. Is that like glitter there? And like points at your chest, like.
Oh my god.
Is this leather?
No, well, it's kind of shiny. I was just
Glitter.
Oh,
glitter.
no, these are onyx.
Oh, okay. I was just rooms, right? Rooms, cool, right?
Is that an invitation?
No, I mean,
Raphael, you've been watching Your Muscle Mommy pretty openly panic with this beautiful woman who is paying you all so much attention on multiple occasions. How's Raphael dealing with that? Like,
I mean, Raphael himself is a pansexual disaster walking, so he is more than aware. He's not blind. Like, she's not doing anything outwardly like crossing a boundary aside from being flirtatious, and even then it's not really crossing a boundary for Raphael. He knows that's sort of part of how Rowan just usually interacts with some folk. But he is watching a little more, not like staring down like super jealous or anything of that nature, but he's curious about what's happening, because it's just kind of like, what is this? This is more than this is. She hasn't tripped over her own tongue this much since they talked to each other on their way to the boat. So it's a little. He's just trying to figure out like what it is that's tying her tongue. So aside from just the sheer magnetism that I imagine that Ivory is just doing in general, it's just kind of one of those, It's a curiosity. It's like, what's this?
All right. As the evening draws to a close, unless Ivory has any additional tricks to play in this particular moment.
Just to use a minor is also just spending a villain point?
Yeah, pretty much anything you want to do that isn't mundane villain point.
Well, then, yeah, I would go ahead now and find out what Mykolas is afraid of, what he fears.
Oh dear.
Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that.
Okay. You want to know what he's afraid of?
Let's see the wording. Single greatest fear.
Okay. His single greatest fear is himself, of what he'll do if he loses it.
And the way this manifests for you, you receive an image of him holding that sword at his side, but not sheathed, out, burning. See fields of death all around, armies being struck down from all sides, lightning, fire, ice just spouting in every direction. And as you are seeing this vision, the voice, well, I like that.
So did she. Mykolas just became incredibly attractive.
Oh, God.
You know, flames look good on you. Around you. Whatever.
Does she say that out loud?
Her physicality with the imagery, it would definitely be sort of very swoony. She's just suddenly, while looking at Mykolas, just like.
And again, Mykolas, you are not aware that this has happened. This is
No.
There was no sensation to you in this.
No, she's just being the one who everybody is very much into until suddenly in that moment you would just see her kind of like flip the switch of just, ooh, this soldier. What was I thinking about just now?
Leonora, you would clock that because you've been particularly, because of the edit, and you and Mykolas have had orbiting around an understanding type thing.
Yeah.
And now this beautiful woman who has you panicking, has everyone like sort of freaking stuff out. You figured out there's something weird with the hands, but you're not quite sure what are clocked. You see her give him that look. What does Leonora think of that?
She's definitely, I think she's a bit jealous about the attention that Ivory is getting. And she wants to read if there is some kind of relationship or some threads like forming, like what are they doing between Mykolas and Ivory.
As you read, you do see a thread that is beginning to form. However, as you're looking at it, it's weird. It's not connecting them. One end ends near Mykolas. Another end is near Ivory.
I don't like that at all.
Like you can't, and from what you know, usually the threads like grow together, but maybe it's just that the connection hasn't really happened. Maybe this is another thing that's different in Avalon.
I think that she's gonna make a foolhardy action and she's gonna stamp Mykolas in the foot.
Okay. That will get his attention.
Yeah. All right. So that is a minor wound to Mykolas.
That's fine.
Broke his pinky toe.
And actually, he's like, there's going to be a moment of shock and look at her and give her this sort of expression of, what?
Did I clock that?
Oh, yeah, there was no missing it.
Yeah, there's no missing it.
I got
And in
rolled
hero
15
points for
elements.
her to notice some connections.
It's fine.
Now that
points,
was a
sorry.
reaction, kitten.
Fuck.
After a moment or two of just giving her those, like, what the hell look, he's just going to smile at her. It's like, do the sort of, okay.
And in this
can
sort of
I-
awkward moment, oh, go ahead.
Sorry, I was gonna say, can I like assuming that Rowan is near my side, I would like to reach out and slowly just grab a hold of her hand, like under the table, look like on the knee type of situation. Just hold her hand.
Mhm.
He won't say anything, but he's just gonna reach out and just slowly grab it as if to sort of anchor her a little bit, because he wonders if she's just if it's the nerves of being home, if it's the nerves of all of
that.
this stuff kind of culminating, and is just trying to be that piece and that anchor for her without calling attention to it, because he doesn't want to embarrass her either. So he's just trying to subtly be that bit of point and just kind of hold her hand under the table.
All right. Ivory, at this point, suddenly you hear your name being called, and it's the barkeep saying that the owner wants to see you and give you your pay for the evening.
Well, it was wonderful spending time with each of you. I hope you sleep well and have sweet dreams. She would unknowingly totally be looking at Umberto when she says that last part.
No, good.
He'll just put his hand up to and nervously chuckle. If only.
All right. You all are each you head up to your rooms. Just for a quick, there are 3 rooms, and you all plus Colin to accommodate what would be the room arrangements you all would make.
I think in this situation, Leonora would try to ask Rowan to room with her tonight.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry to pull you away from the father, but I just think it is appropriate this way, if that is well.
That's yeah, no, I get it. I I completely understand. And I am very okay with that. He can go without me for a night.
All right. And boys, if you can decide 2 and 2.
Yes.
I can room with Umberto if he doesn't mind my company.
I have a feeling I will need it.
I need a priest. I need a priest.
Yeah,
What is it? Hold on. It's the perfect summation. Back off, you spooky bitch.
So Mykolas is fine with rooming with Colin. He will, before they slip off to bed, kind of pull Leonora aside.
Okay.
So that it's just the 2 of them. And be like, what was that?
She kind of like regains composure for a second, because she was like looking at him with daggers, but then was like, I don't trust that woman, and I think your head was getting a little too high in the clouds. So that was me bringing you back to earth, in a manner of speaking.
He'll look at her for a long moment, nod. She is a beautiful woman. and is very enchanting. But I trust you. And you know you can... Well, we don't talk about that, but
What do we talk about?
you have more influence on me than she ever will.
I hardly think that is true, but
I never lied to you.
you did make me that oath, so I guess I'll believe you.
And you're always so good at remembering your oaths, Mykolas. You know, you have an opportunity, one you have not had for some time.
For what it's worth, and I will tell you this because maybe you want to know. I am free of that curse. The one that required something of me if I was asked to dance.
She's gone?
No, she's still there, but that curse is gone.
And the new one, hardly a curse.
Well, that is good to know. I shall remember that the next time there's music.
I'd like that. But as to your concerns about the ivory, I will take your concerns to heart. She definitely seems to have an effect on us. And you.
What do you mean by that? And then her face gets immediately red.
But caution is good, and I trust your clarity more than most.
Mykolas, I don't see it very often. But you know I see threads. And there were threads you two had towards each other that didn't connect. I don't know what that means, but I figured you should know.
That's unusual. I don't know what the threads usually do.
It is usually connection. It is relation to one another. We have a connection because we travel together. And you know, we've gained a relationship. But they also happen upon first meeting.
But
whether it be for affection or what have you, hatred, all of the above.
But the one you saw doesn't connect to me or her.
But they came towards the both of you. So I don't know what that means, but I figured I would be transparent.
Do I have enough to sort of infer a possible meaning? I mean, I don't want to meta, so.
Yeah, what is your scholarship?
Nothing.
Yeah, this isn't quite coming together for you. Like, mainly because you don't entirely understand how the fate works. So I'd say Mykolas isn't quite able to put that together yet.
Okay. Well, thank you for telling me. I don't know what that means, but I'll keep it in mind.
Okay. Have a good night and stay safe.
You too.
Okay. As you all head to your rooms, Colin kind of stumbles up to Mykolas, looking like he's been hitting it pretty hard and been getting hit pretty hard, but you know, just some minor bruises and stuff like that. No breaks or anything. I come before you victorious. And you, Old mates, you seemed rather close with the lass. If you want, I could get lost for the evening.
We are observing decorum. She is getting a ladies' room, and you are going to be sharing a room with me, while Umberto and Rafael are sharing a room.
Just as well. I imagine I'd be a little bit trying on the poor priest. But hey, you ain't good at cards.
I don't generally play. I've been known to, but not often.
Oh well. It's a long trip tomorrow, I suppose. And he kind of throws an arm around your shoulder and just starts walking up to you like he's your best friend in the world. And so as you all settle into the room, Ivory, what are you getting up to in the night? It would be easy enough to know who was in what rooms.
She would knock on Mykolos's door.
Aye. One moment. You dressed, old man?
Yeah, I'm mostly dressed. I took my boots off, but that's what I did.
He walks up, opens up the door. Is she still in her performance attire?
She is dressed more like she's going to bed, so she's a little less decent.
Oh. Hello, ma'am. Come in.
I was looking for someone else.
Of course you are. One moment. She's here for you. And he turns around, pulls the cloak over his shoulders, and walks out.
Mykolas will walk to the door. Good evening, Ivory. What can I help you with today?
She would lean quite seductively on the door and just be like, I have been distracted.
Is that why you're here? Looking for distractions?
Yes.
Well, that is interesting.
How so?
Well, you seem to have your choice of distractions. Why a scarred old soldier?
Scars have stories, and stories fascinate me.
Is that what you want? Stories?
Is that all you're offering?
Keeping in mind his conversation with Leonora, he goes, I can give stories.
May I come in and hear some stories?
Is there a chair in the room, or is it just the bed?
There are two beds. And like a chest on either side.
There are two beds.
He will stand aside and let her come in.
And she'll
Anyone wants
attempt
to
to
spend a
close
villain
the door
point?
behind her.
Yeah. If anyone wants to spend a hero point or a villain point to make it be just there was only one bed in the room, I would not say no. Anyway.
Look, if you want me to spend a villain point, I will.
I'm just saying you have that option.
But
You
it's not going to
certainly
affect the beds.
Yeah.
Oh no. I was
I
going to
mean,
say, if it
it
affects the
will.
beds, I can make it worth your while.
It will affect the beds. It will affect one bed.
All right. What villain point are you spending, Ivory?
Just because I feel like I would lose that gamble, I'm going to go with the sure thing. I'm going to do come hither.
So, come hither is typically a hero ability. which has the
Yes,
ability
that's why I
to-
asked if all of the things on the sheet can also be
Mhm.
used with a
Yeah.
villain point.
Exactly.
But if you would
The,
prefer, I can also just use the.
So technically, what Come Hither does, and this is just to maintain lines of consent. Mykolas is going to.
Wait. How many villain points do I have left?
You will have 2 left after that spend.
I can spend 2.
What would be for the second spend?
Well, the 2 ways I could see going about it is that there is the minor of pushing another character to give in to their baser instincts. So it would be initiating the come hither and then increasing the likelihood that he will consent.
Okay. In a moment, Mykolas, you are telling the stories, and she's listening. And she's listening in a way and responding to you in a way that you're not used to. There's an almost Martian rhythm to her words, a response like what you would often get in the poetry houses. For the first time in a long time, you feel like you are home and like you are safe and like you can let down your guard. Because of player consent, this ability is normally reserved for NPCs. It doesn't mean we are going to fade to black. It does not necessarily mean sex, but it does mean there is a deep emotional connection. And now you in control of your own character, you've been hit with 2 villain points. How far does Mykolas go? But he is enamored in this moment.
Can I spend a hero point to say he at least understands some of what's happening to him?
Sure.
Okay.
As you spend your hero point, just because you're feeling this in the moment as the 2 of you are coming together, you hear Rona. So this is passion.
And
Obsesia. Masterful.
as the sort of realization hits him, and he still feels that extreme attraction at this point, it changes his reaction to it a little bit.
What is the reaction?
He's going to stop, look at her. Why are you actually here? Is it me?
I don't understand. Of course it's you.
Or is it what I can do?
What can you do?
Do you want to see who I am?
Are you ready to show me?
And his hand grabs her throat.
Enter the red face. Are they flirting your face?
Ivory, he's got you by the throat.
Well, Obsesia's losing his shit. He's having the best damn day of his life. She wouldn't say anything.
I am war. If we go into conflict, neither one of us wins. I know now what you are. And as much as I would love to show you a number of reasons why it was unwise to come into this room, I'm going to give you a chance to leave. Or stay. Your choice.
And if I stay, you'll become what you're afraid of.
You won't survive that.
What would your friends think? She'd get up and leave. She's made her point.
As she gets up to leave, you almost had me.
I can try again.
As she reaches the door, he's going to, have you ever been to Asura?
In my travels, yes.
Recently?
She'd leave.
Masterful storyteller.
Uh-huh.
I'm feeling inspired. And I would like to give 6 villain points.
You go down to 5 lashes as we add 6 for a new total of 7 villain points available.
All right, where's the
and as part of that, what I am going to do, I am going to spend 1 villain point as a storyteller. Lenora, as you're trying to just deal with all of this, all the feelings, all the emotions, the lingering pain. It's been a few days since the last time you got rid of the lashes, and you just release power, raw power to the whims of fate. And you just can't stay put. You need to move. You need to walk.
Currently, she's pacing in her room. Rowan is probably there, daydreaming
Watching her.
in her bed.
She's watching you.
Yeah.
Just do it. Yeah.
But she's pacing.
Uh,
I will say,
much.
yeah,
go ahead.
in a story sense, is this too much?
You can't stay in the room. You need to move. You're like Umberto when he had to get out. It's
yeah, she's currently pacing if Rowan wants to speak up or anything.
yeah, no, she'll. You good?
There's, you ever feel just incredibly anxious? I cannot think, I cannot breathe, there's just too many, or I can think but there's too much thinking, and there's so much feeling. And
Okay, hey, yeah, one guess every day, and every time I look at Raphael.
that was a little too much information.
That's not what I meant in that way.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. Let's go for a walk. How about that?
Yes, I am dying. I would love that.
Okay. And she'll gently urge you along.
You go to your door and you open it and you step aside, and out in the hall you immediately feel a little bit better, like maybe you were just too confined in that room. And then you see the door to Mykolos's room open. And out in what must be said a state of some disarray, you see Ivory. walk out and quietly close the door behind her.
Lenora immediately reads Ivory,
Arcana unchanged.
and then her face goes completely red and almost stone-like. And she, without even taking Rowan or telling her where she's going, she's like running out of the tavern.
Mm-hmm. You
Rowan-
run out. Oh, sorry. Rowan does what?
She does the oh shit face and look at Ivory, look at where she ran, look back at the room. And her immediate thought was, I can't wait to tell Raphael what the fuck I just saw.
There is tea, everyone. There's tea.
And she'll start just looking at Ivory very suspiciously and start running after where Lenora went, or attempts to anyway.
All right, so you're trying to chase Lenora down. Umberto and Rafael, in your room, are you just like, let's get to bed, let's get to sleep, let's not think about anything, or what are you all doing in this moment?
Umberto is on his bed, staring up at the ceiling, just not understanding what the hell is going on and not okay with the situation, and would like to go to sleep, but he's afraid because the last time he was asleep, he saw this woman in his head.
I don't know if dreams are safe.
Exactly.
Quick question. Raphael's empathy is 2. How much of a read can he get off of Umberto about the state of his emotions, feelings? Is he bothering trying to hide it? Or how much of it would he be able to tell?
Are you trying to hide Umberto?
If you stuck your head next to Umberto's, it would sound like warning sirens.
Girl,
Oh, God.
girl.
So I think noticing that, because Raphael was just sort of sitting up whenever like just looking over his prayer book or whatever, he will shut it and then go, you can talk to me if you wish. Something seems to be bothering you, and you are more anxious than a cat in a room full of rocking chairs.
I've never heard that one before. That one's a new one. I may have to keep that for later.
You can keep it and use it however you like. I got it from my mother.
She had to look at rocking chairs? Anyway, that is not the point. And he'll sit up. Before we left, I had the strangest dream. The problem was that woman was in it.
The woman from earlier.
Yeah.
Oh. I could see why that would be concerning. The whole deja vu from a dream thing.
Usually that comes from feeling like you've been in a situation before. But having never met the woman until tonight, I find that a little, what's the word?
Disconcerting?
What is it that I heard someone use the one time? Sus?
He chuckles for a moment, but gets a semi-serious look on his face and says, "What is it that concerns you so?"
There aren't many who can draw my attention away. I've always been focused on Angelica.
Is this your first name saying her name out loud to anyone?
No. He
No,
said
he
it
said it.
at
Okay.
the campfire.
Gotcha.
And in that dream, it felt different. I was
Different
going
how?
towards her, but part of me was
Mhm.
drawn to this other woman.
Seems strange.
And I feel like if and he'll kind of like lean up a little closer. I feel like if I'm left with this woman, there's a small chance that I might give into that temptation. And that concerns me more than anything.
I hate to perpetuate the stereotype, but if you'd like, I can help you avoid temptation if you wish.
Why do you think I chose to sleep in the bed with a priest? Well, not in the bed, but in the room.
I mean, I'm not entirely opposed to that, but I think Rowan might have questions.
And with the newfound knowledge that I will not be able to easily just remove myself from the situation, it becomes even more complicated.
Well, how best do you think I can help you, aside from just being attached to your hip?
I would say rope, but
I can sleep in front of the door if it'll help. This would not be the first time I've had to do that.
I don't know.
Would it? I know that this may not be exactly in line with your thoughts, but I could always pray. It helps me, and it doesn't always work the same for others, but I could. If you think it will help.
he's going to go up to. There is a window in this room,
Mhm.
correct? Okay. He's going to open the window and just kind of look out. I think I'm going to do something I haven't done in a very long time. I'm going to get some air.
Exactly is that. Oh,
And yeah, he's gonna climb out the window.
All right.
she
Are you
just
climbing down or are you climbing up?
He's gonna climb up. He's gonna go to the roof.
Mm-hmm.
Wait for me. We'll just sort of climb out after Umberto.
Okay. You are able to climb out after him. We are going to now take a moment to shoot over to Leonora and Rowan. As you two are out. Leonora, are you just running with very little sense of direction?
Correct.
Okay. You're
Very
running.
much a fog.
You're running and you're making odd turns and stuff like that, and you end up. You've seen neighborhoods like this in Vidachi. It's very much a slum. You're in one of the poor areas. And Rowan, you're having trouble even with your long legs keeping up with her, just with this sheer intensity as she moves. But you are with her. And you see a woman pushing a wheelbarrow down the middle of the street.
She's she's looking at where she is, and she is reading the woman pushing this wheelbarrow.
You would see the moonless night in the glyph.
Lovely. Does she have anything that's specifically striking about her? Like, is there anything that specifically places her?
There's a few threads that are going off in various directions. And occasionally she stops and looks around and then sees the two of you, tilts her head a little bit and lifts up the barrel and starts pushing it to you. Out looking for some mussels or cockles, dearie? I don't have much left. The next load comes in the morning, but if you have any, I could get you something. If you're hungry or thinking to prepare tomorrow's soup.
No, disculpe, I'm just wanting a place to sit, to clear my head. And she gets into her pocket and she pulls out like some copper pieces and place them into her hand.
What are these for? You need a place to stay.
No, not necessarily. It's more of a kind gesture. I know it is hard to be in an area like this, and I don't know. I want to do whatever good I can.
Oh, dearie. I've seen that look on many a young woman's face before. What did he do to you?
She'll like touch her face. Like, this is the first time she's like being seen in a way, like not necessarily, but like she is being read for the first time, kind of. And she just starts bawling.
She will put down the wheelbarrow and step up to you and wrap her arms around you. A very grandmotherly hug.
She accepts it. And is just crying into this woman's shoulder, into her hair, very snot-nosed, like...
Ah, dearie. Ah, dearie, it's okay. Cry into Grandmama's shawl. It's what it's for.
Can Roan hear the crying?
Oh yeah, you're right there with her. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no. Yeah, Roan is just kind of watching the old lady and watching this interaction, and she's just like, "Oh shit."
What was his name?
And she'll kind of dry her eyes, and she says it doesn't matter. They're all the same.
Well, not all, but most, yes.
Everyone that I've gone close to, it's as if they want something and I can't give it to them, and they lie.
She gives you another squeeze. And then, pulling your arms from around her, she holds your hands tight in hers. It's always important. It always matters. For they're all the same, and yet they're all different in their way. What was this one?
A soldier.
A soldier. Anything can be justified in the name of battle, can it not?
I don't know, War. I don't know what is right. I just try to do the next best thing.
The next best thing? Is there someone else who could maybe have held your eye had you not given it so foolishly to him? You look torn apart.
It's just a lot. There's too much. There's too much in my head. There's too much that we have to do, and to be split into all of these pieces in order to make them all come true is... I don't know where to go.
This is your friend? And she looks over at Rowan.
She notices Rowan and completely forgot that Rowan had been following, and she goes, yes,
Now, dearie, it's good to have a friend with you. And a big, strong one, too. No soldier can force his way to you, and that one is near. I have something for you, though. Follow me. It's not far. Just to my home.
I'm gonna
she
follow.
Turns and lifts the barrow and pushes
Yeah, let's follow a random old lady. We're in a place where there's
You
a
do
lot of
that.
Thea at.
You do
Yeah,
that.
no. Yeah,
You do it.
have to go to Baba Yaga's
Yes.
house.
Yes.
100%.
She leads you down a short alleyway and leads you into a home. And the home smells like the home of a woman who sells fish in the poor district. And she turns around and she's like, now, sit there. Would you like some tea?
That would be quite lovely. Rowan?
And you, my dear, you might need to sit on the bed. My chairs are a little rickety.
I'm okay standing, and she looks pissed.
Actually, you're like half bent over. Like you do not fit in this little hut.
I'll squat. No, she'll sit.
She walks over and she starts pulling out some things and sets a kettle over her little fire, and soon you can hear it bubbling and boiling. And she pulls out a cup and pours it and steeps it. And the smell coming from this cup overwhelms the fish. And it's pleasant. It's warm. It smells like the fields of Adachi right after they've been cut for the harvest. And she brings it to you. Now just drink this, dearie.
She's
You'll
gonna
feel better.
smell it.
Just like I told you, it smells amazing.
She's gonna go ahead and drink it.
It's a bit hot on the first hit, but you're able to sip and you're able to drink, and you do start to feel better. You start to see what happened. You feel like you've got a better grip on Mykolas now. And a desire to talk to him about it. And find out what really happened. And as she's sitting there and fussing, she pulls out like some old rolls. Either of you hungry?
I am well, thank you.
And you, lass, you look like you need to eat quite a bit.
Did you just call me thin? No, I'm fine.
I didn't want to be rude. I was actually calling you the opposite.
Give me a damn roll. Just snatch the roll.
Thank you for your kindness. It is strange to be in a new place and find that kindness. So thank you.
You're welcome, dearie. And what was your name?
My name, they, you know, I feel like a little girl again. My mama called me Nora.
She pauses, lifts her head. Nora. Are you sure she didn't call you Angelica?
She drops her tea on the table.
The cup shatters and breaks.
What did you just say?
Are you sure she didn't call you Angelica?
I
Think
don't know.
back, Nora.
And she's gonna think back. And she's going to stand to her feet and, with no eye contact, just bow her head and say, "Thank you so much for your hospitality, but I think we should be leaving."
Be safe now, especially if you're heading north. The woods can be treacherous. Safer
She'll-
in the cities.
She'll look at Rowan with big eyes and again storm out the old lady's house.
Rona's gonna stand up and shoulders hit the ceiling, and she goes, "You are very nice. I'll be seeing you again." And
She walks up and pats you on the cheek. Enjoy.
Yeah. And she like eating a roll, and then she'll walk out.
Mhm. As you take the last bite of the roll, it occurs to you. You haven't really had a chance to be with Raphael all night. And you're missing him. It is strong.
Mm. Oh no. She'll start following after Leonora, but she
Mhm.
can't help but like to start smiling, and you'll start to see like small fangs, and she's like,
Is Lenora making her way back to the inn, or is she just wandering?
She's running back to the inn.
Okay.
like
Mykolas,
you're like sprinting.
you said you would have gone for a walk, correct? You were muted.
Yeah, at least around the end, because he has a combination of anger and worked up for other reasons that were unsatisfied, and so he needs to spend some energy walking around. Honestly, if I had another hero point, it would be raining.
As Mykolas, as you are walking around, you keep having images in your head of Ivory just there, of your hand around her throat and her entirely unbothered by that, of everything that was going on. You look up and you see Umberto and Raphael on the roof of the inn.
You know what? Not that unusual. I'm just gonna Well, at least they got company.
Mhm.
Yeah, he's not going to do a damn thing about that.
And as you move along, take a turn down an alleyway, you see an old woman pushing a wheelbarrow. Hi, Sonny. Hungry? Cockles? Mussels? They're not very fresh. The new boat comes in the morning. It's all I have left. But when was a lad like you never not hungry?
A soldier knows to eat when he has a chance.
Do you like cockles or mussels?
I've had mussels before. They're good.
And she scoops up a few of them, puts them into a bag. Hot penny if you have one.
He'll hand her a silver mark. Thank you for the food. I'm having an evening.
You look it. What's her name? I bet she's lovely, a lad like yourself.
Her name is probably a lie.
Well, what
And
would
I'm-
you call her then? Who is she to you?
A villain.
I don't suppose there's anyone else you would rather be thinking about. Say, one your mother would be more approving of.
I wouldn't know what my mother would approve of. I've never knew her.
Imagine her then. Imagine her loving you and caring for you. Is there a woman she would rather see you with than the liar who has you in this state?
The one who saved me.
One moment. She leans down into her cart and opens up a little side container and pulls out just a small little tea setting. And as she's arranging it, she takes a very small candle, strikes fire, pulls fire from a little tinder box that she has that's providing her only real illumination other than the moon, and sets it up and starts warming it up. Do you enjoy tea, dear?
Yeah, I enjoy tea.
And she works and she steeps. And as it's cooking and as the steam starts coming from it, it smells amazing. It smells like you remember your time in the orphanage. And there was an old woman in the village who, when she had enough ingredients, would bring fresh baked bread. The best food you would ever have. And it smells like that fresh baked bread. And she pours it in, steeps it a bit. Have some tea.
Thank you. And he'll drink the tea. It
is delicious.
It's his first night in your country. It's been an interesting evening.
All kinds in the Glamour Isles.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to spend 4.
Oh no.
And as you drink this, you feel good. And you think about Leonora. And how she was worried about you and looking after you. She was always looking after you. And she told you to be careful, and you just didn't. And yeah, you know why. But she was always there. And really, what the hell's the point? Like everything you've been through, things that you might have died 20 times since you met her. What would be achieved if you died without any of it? And you just feel good. And you're ready to talk. Maybe not right away, but you just feel resolved about it is all. And she's like, all right, Sonny, I've got more of my travels. She pats you on the cheek, turns around and starts the wheelbarrow away.
Safe travels.
I never go far. Cockles, mussels, live cockles, mussels, as she goes down. And you, shaking your head, you go on with your evening.
He's probably going to head back to the inn. He's going to be looking for Lenora.
As you walk back with intent, as Leonora walks back with intent, as Umberto and Rafael look up at a beautiful moon over a starlit sky, seeing all of the city and the lights of Carleon. Rowan, as you are searching fairly intently for Rafael with a torch to carry for shore, on a rooftop not too far away, two old ladies suddenly appear. Like they're stepping sideways out of the starlight. You all don't see them, but they see you. Well, they are a broken group, aren't they? I don't know. I thought they did rather well. I found them very interesting. Did she drink the tea? Did he? Yes. Yes. Then soon all will be well. And the queen, she will be so happy. And they both vanish into the night. And with that, we are going to bring this episode to a close. Thank you so much to Basics of the Game for hosting us. Thank you to Rage Mouse for joining us as our villain, Ivory. We will be seeing more of her later. Thank you to all my players. And as always, keep playing more games.